Okay, so if you're creating anything for the web, listen up, because the game has totally changed. We're moving way beyond just trying to get clicks from a list of blue links. We're going to break down exactly how to make your work visible, valuable, and yeah, citable in this new world of AI-powered search. And that leads us to the question, the one that should probably be keeping you up at night if you're a content creator. Is your stuff invisible to AI? Because if an AI can't find your content, understand it, and most importantly, trust it, well, you're pretty much invisible. So today, we're going to fix that. So to get a handle on this new world, we've got to learn some new lingo. It's not just about search engine optimization, SEO anymore. We need to get really comfortable with two new concepts that are defining everything right now, AEO and GEO. All right, first up, AEO, Answer Engine Optimization. What is that? Well, think of it this way. Your goal is to become the absolute single best source of truth for a really specific question. It's not about just being on the list of results. It's about being the answer that an AI can easily read, understand, and then point to and say, this is where I got it from. And then you've got GEO, or Generative Engine Optimization. This one tackles a whole different beast. See, these AI engines, they don't just find answers, they actually create them. Models like ChatGPT or the AI overviews in Google, they stitch together brand new responses from a bunch of different sources. Your goal with GEO is to make sure your content is so good that it gets picked to be one of the key ingredients woven into that final answer. Okay, let's just lay it all out so it's super clear. With classic SEO, you're trying to climb the ladder of results, right? With AEO, you're trying to be the very top of the pyramid, the one definitive source. And with GEO, you're trying to be a key ingredient in the final recipe the AI cooks up. The key thing to remember is that these aren't competing ideas. They're all layers you need for a modern search strategy. Okay, enough theory, let's get practical. Before an AI can even start to appreciate your amazing content, you have to, open the door and let it in. And that all starts with a pretty simple technical checklist. So you've got to meet the new players in town. These are the bots you need to know. You've got OAI SearchBot from OpenAI, PerplexityBot, the whole BingBot family from Microsoft. They're all out there looking for info to power their AI search. Just knowing their names, their user agents, is the first step to controlling how they see your site. Now this is a really, really important distinction to make. You absolutely want to allow access to the bots that are being used for search and for citation, because those are the ones that are going to send you traffic and give you credit. But you might want to think twice about the bots used for base model training, the ones that basically just hoover up your content to make the AI smarter, often without ever mentioning you. So how do you actually do this? Well, it's pretty simple. You use your website's robots.txt file. You can see it here. You just explicitly say, hey, OAI SearchBot, you're welcome here, and PerplexityBot, come on in. But then you say, GPTBot, sorry you're not allowed. It's a simple piece of code, but it's a powerful way to set your boundaries with AI. All right, so once you've opened the technical floodgates, now we gotta talk about the content itself. How do we actually write and structure our stuff so that AI doesn't just see it, but actually prefers it? It really comes down to learning how to speak its language. And there's this fantastic model. You can think of it as the golden format for AI-friendly content. Number 1, start with a TLDR right at the top, a quick 2 or 3 sentence summary. 2, back it up with evidence. Cite your sources clearly. 3, then you get into the details, the steps, the tables, the real examples. And finally, number 4, wrap it all up with schema markup, which is like putting a perfect label on your content so the AI knows exactly what it is. So what kind of content are we talking about here? What do these large language models actually love to see? Well, they love structure. So things like targeted FAQs, super clear step-by-step guides, simple definitions in a glossary, these are all fantastic. Even simple tables that define concepts, anything that removes doubt and makes things crystal clear is going to be a winner. And look, don't just take my word for it. This isn't some wild theory. Google itself has said flat out that you don't need to throw out everything you already know. The way you show up in these new AI features is by building on the foundation you should already have: high-quality content, smart use of structured data, and just solid basic search principles. Okay, so we've got the tech down, we've got the content strategy for right now, but this space is moving at light speed, right? So how do we build a strategy that isn't just for today's search results page, but one that's actually built to last?
You might have heard some chatter about this thing called llms.txt. It's a proposed new standard, kind of like robots.txt, but built just for talking to large language models. So what's the deal? Is this the next big thing or just a bunch of hype?
Well, the short answer is, it's a really promising idea. It's not a hard and fast rule yet, but you can think of it as a soft signal. It's a way for you to give a super clean, simple AI-friendly version of your content to these models. It's like leaving a helpful instruction manual for any AI that stops by your site.
But while we're waiting for new standards to shake out, there's one classic principle that is more important than it has ever been, and that's EAT: experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trust. Why? Because in a world where AI can churn out endless generic content, your real, verifiable human experience is your single most valuable asset. It's the one thing AI can't fake.
So, how do you actually show that expertise? Here are 4 things you can literally go and do right now. Build out detailed author profiles with real, verifiable credentials. Keep a public log of when your articles are updated. Always cite primary sources. And maybe the most important one, provide firsthand evidence, your own original data, your own tests, your own photos. Prove you actually did the work.
And that all leads us back to the final question. And honestly, it might be the most important one. It's no longer just about whether your content is visible. In this new era, you have to ask yourself, is my expertise visible? Because ultimately, that's what's going to make you an essential, trusted source for both people and for AI.